So that's your lineup for today. We've got 2 full-length bouts later on. These first 2 bouts, these third versus fourth bouts, are still the half-length, so 2 15-minute halves, 4 fouls per skater.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we will have a couple of third-place medals to award here after these bouts.
Exciting.
Thank you so much for joining me. Let's bring some rosters, why don't we? Do you have a choice of team you'd like to introduce? I do not know these teams myself.
Here's the deal. I actually know people on both of, I know a couple people on both of them. You want to rock, paper, scissors?
Sure. All right.
So here's the deal. If I win, I'm going to do this side. If you win, you're going to do this side.
Got it. All right.
It's 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Got it. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. All right. You win. So you
win. I'm doing CBD. Fantastic. Good way to settle that. Your CBD roster: 0-1 Johnny Pocket Rocket, number 5 Dizzy Astor, number 7 Hannah Smash Tenna, number 10 Badass, number 13 Criminally Insane, number 14 Dr. Sweet Cyanide, number 16 Southern Discomfort, number 18 Mel Malice, number 26 Stitch Please, number 23 Samantics, number 38 Colette Razorcat, number 80 Breezy, number 9 MK3 Gypsy Danger, number 388 Queen of Hurts, co-captain number 24, Dewey Blocks. Your captain number 626, Lilo and Stitches.
All right, and CBD definitely needs someone to play against, so they've got Team Badass skating in blue. Let's start with number 3, Orange Whip. 04 is a Booty Vicious. 5, Little Evil. 11, Stiletto Strangler. 35 is Smack Rat. 66, Anna Rose. 74, Zombie Cat. 102, Hella DeVille. 626, Witch Slapped. 669, Beetlejuice. 901, Violet Assaults. 998, Glow Job. 999, Nancy. 1594, Smaxolotl. And then 0 is your co-captain, Booty Queen, and that captain is that number 669, Beetlejuice.
We're underway. We'll get you the officials after this jam wraps as we get started. Criminally Insane is dealing with a strong 3-wall of TBD defenders who are going to ride her right off to the infield. So nobody out yet. Now Crim is going to, whoa, almost clear. Excellent block. Who's that? Got it right behind the rail at the front of the pack for TBD. Wait till they come around and give them proper credit.
I think that was either Nancy or Anna Rose.
Anna Rose, number 66, is who I was looking at. That was an excellent targeted block at the front of the pack. So neither jammer out. 17 seconds left on the jam clock. What looks like it's probably going to full-length jam as neither jammer has gotten out, so nobody can call it, obviously. And that clock is going to continue to run down and expire here with nobody getting out. We will start this off with, oh, there we go. For academic purposes, we had a lead jammer for 1 second. So we did have a lead jammer in the first jam. CBD gets out, but with 1 second on the clock, and that clock expires. Let's bring you those officials real quick. Head referee, Bell Bruising. Front pack ref, Arson. Back pack ref, Doc Lawless. Your jam refs are Just a Bill and Tiger Bomb. Your OPRs are Debris and Rosie the Ripper. Game executioner, Freya Hugs. Penalty tracker, Lucifer. Penalty tracker, Assist, Impaler Swift. Home penalty box, Mama Seidel. Visitor penalty box, Crystal Ballbuster. On whiteboard is Crash. Eyes in the Sky, Fitzwilliam Darcy and HBC. Scoreboard next to me, Punctuality. The runners, Jacks to win, and the skate alternate, Bender B. Rodriguez. That's your officials lineup for this bout.
Such great timing, because as you were done, we had that first whistle. That is number 26, Stitch Please, with the star for CBD lead and trying to make some points happen.
Gets around the...
TBD, the jammer for Team Badass, still stuck behind that wall. When you've got Sam and Johnny, and I think that's number 38. Yeah, that's Coletta Razorcat.
Yep, we had a toe stop that just rolled all the way onto the infield directly up to Lucifer, who scooped it up off the ground. So somebody is missing a toe stop. I think it was Sam, because Sam was literally walking along on his toe stops in front of us, blocking the rail and not letting Beater Cottontail through. Excuse me, not Beater Cottontail, Beater Juice.
Beater Juice.
We have Beater Cottontail in our home league, so it took me a second.
Yeah, Beetlejuice ended that jam as the jammer.
So 10 points up on the board. That is your first points. I think I heard a That's Your Jammer, but no, I did not hear a That's Your Jammer. That is incorrect. In fact, I don't think there's any penalties. It looks like we got a full pack out there.
Oh, we got Dr. Sweet Cyanide and Smack Rat wearing the stars for their respective teams.
Cyanide's going to get out for CBD, so they have lead jam once again here in the third jam. And now angling through the pack and finding an opening. There's your jammer for TBD, Team Badass. And winding around, wobbling through and finishing that scoring pass is Dr. Sweet Cyanide. Calls it, but it may have been a late enough call off that Smack Rat got points on the back. Smack Rat did get points on the back. There you go, kids. Always skate through the whistle, run out your grounders, follow through, and tend your puns, things like that. Always skate through the whistle. They got the 2 points in the pursuit for TBD. So 4 points for CBD, 2 points for TBD, 14-2. And we have a power jam this time around for CBD. Dizzy Astor out there in an early jam for CBD. Dizzy honestly hasn't jammed early much, but out there in clear, and the CBD Power O is really doing well here in this early power jam.
Dizzy Astor, second point scoring attempt here. First was real slick and easy, just on the outside top there, getting a little bit of business from TBD blockers on that second.
And Dizzy right here in front of us in turn 3, able to drive through a couple of blockers, and nine points after that second scoring pass. So 23-2. CBD is in front. I was looking around. Yep, they got a late jammer coming up there for Team Badass. That's number 74, Zombie Cat. Team Badass uses almost exclusively the same 4 jammers the entire bout. They are very tight jammer rotation. Very, very few variations from that.
Yeah.
That's number 18 for Colorado. That's Mel Malice. And to a cheer from the Colorado contingent here in the early going. Mel Malice is out and clear for Colorado.
Beautiful work through that pack, using gravity to the advantage. And Zombie Cat is through that pack as well.
Mel Malice is hunting that jammer point, is going to be coming up quick. Zombie Cat's trying to get back to the pack, gets passed by, and Mel Malice gets that point and calls it off. You check that jammer point. That's a bank track specialty. I know that's always, whenever I go to announce flat track, I'm always, and the jammer point. Somebody slaps me on the back of the head.
It's only 4 points now. We used to get that thumb.
Yeah.
And then
exactly.
Rules change.
So you have a thumbs up from the jammer line as well. Yep, that is a 10-point jam for CBD. So 10 points, 33-2 for Colorado. I'm trying to remember to say Colorado and refer to them as Colorado and Team Badass, since the names CBD and TBD sound so similar.
I know. I was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice out there with the star for Badass. But it is Colorado with lead, number 13, Criminally Insane.
Team Badass is going to get Beetlejuice out quickly here, try to keep this to one scoring pass for Krim. Krim gets spun down to the infield, tried to call it going off. We've got ourselves a lead change. That's another bank track specialty. Criminally Insane's trying to call it off. She was up, and I'm not sure, must not have been established, was trying to call it off, did not get the signal in. and has lead changed again. Lead changes back. Beetlejuice trying to call it off, and she just got passed by Criminally Insane. So now nobody can call it off. Criminally Insane finally makes a signal and calls it off. Several people signaling, but you know what? It's only a penalty if it's an illegal one and they actually call it. So points for both sides for sure.
Woo! 4 points for Team Badass. 8 for Colorado.
So we're halfway through the first half. Colorado in front at the moment, 41-6. That's Smack Rat for Team Badass. And Dr. Sweet Cyanide for Colorado. They got 3 jammers wearing 14, 16, and 18. They keep running up there, and I have to keep figuring out which one's which.
I know, because they all start with the 1.
Yeah, that is Dr. Sweet Cyanide, and she is out quickly. Smack Rat now on the pursuit for Team Badass. Team Badass has been getting their jammer out pretty consistently here, just a few seconds behind the Colorado jammer and forcing some interesting plays like that. And Badass has been strong on the back wall of defense at the back of the pack. So only 2 points. We're going to have a timeout here. This is going to be Freya Hugs up on the track for the first timeout of the day. And that's, as you heard, Team Timeout Blue. Team Badass is going to take their first half timeout to talk this one over. 6:28 to go in the first half. Your score right now, 43-6. We're going to have so many things here today, just like we have the last 2 days. Our vendor village is going to be hopping and full.
Oh, yeah. We've got, I mean, obviously, you know, we've got, so we got just paper on paper on paper. Siphon Draw Apothecary is here. I'm a big fan of visiting Siphon Draw and just smelling everything.
Yeah, it really, everything smells incredible. The Siphon Draw, everything at Siphon Draw is basically made with stuff that they go out and like harvest out there in the Superstition Wilderness. A bunch of very, you know, a lot of locally sourced, like actually personally sourced kind of things. Like they got their own bees. They gave me 1 year for
Really?
Yes, 1 year for Roller Rage. They just gave me a 32-ounce jar of fresh honey. I was like, yep, you know me. I've been cooking with that jar of honey for like 4 years.
Oh, well, and like,
So
you know, it's skater owned, and so there's also that aspect of how like wonderful and great it is.
Yeah, a lot of our home league skaters work there. You know, it's really cool. It's honestly fun to like go there and just like see people you see at the league just hanging out and working in their environment.
I love a good community building everything, so that just makes me want to spend more money there.
This is Zombie Cat for Team Badass as we come out of the team timeout. The jammer for Colorado is coming around. That's one of those. There we are down to the inside. Is that looks like Dr. Sweet Cyanide, I believe. Yes. No. That is not Dr. Sweet Cyanide. That is Dewey Blocks jamming for Colorado. Excuse me. Dewey Blocks, I don't believe has jammed that I've seen in the 2 Colorado bouts that I've announced. So forgive me for not recognizing that number right off the top of my head, but that is Dewey Blocks out there for Colorado with the jammer stripe on. Nobody's out free yet. Dewey Blocks blocked down to the inside as the clock expires. Was that Dewey Blocks or am I wrong still? It's very hard to see that number and I'm not sure. I believe that was Dewey Blocks. Definitely Sam on the jammer line. You're not going to miss those pants anytime.
No.
That's semantics on the jammer line, and then, but also Beetlejuice is pointing out the sparkly booty shorts, so you can't miss those shorts either. Right? And they're very nice, says the eye in the sky, and they're in eyes, so they would know. Sam up to the jammer line and is gonna dispense with the blocker and race through to the front. Here comes Beetlejuice, full head of steam, but can't get past that last blocker right away. So Sam is out for Colorado.
Beetlejuice coming up against that final, but getting a few more Colorado-based friends to be in the way. Meanwhile, Sam clearing that pack fairly quickly for some points. Beetlejuice with Star in hand, still working past that little 2 to 3 wall that sort of collapses in and out of itself.
All right. Partial scoring pass. I hear the eyes counting next to me while that scoring pass was in process. And the eye agrees with the skating ref. 8 points for Sam. But I heard an arms penalty, very crystal clear, rattling in during that. Arms penalty on Sam Antics. He's in the penalty box. We've got our first power jam for Team Badass. That's Smack Rat at the jammer line for Team Badass.
Woo!
Having said Nikki Badass as many times as I have, it sure is hard to not call them Team Badass, and that sneaks through once in a while.
Well, and then you do have on Colorado Bat Ass.
Yes, also correct. So Smack Rat actually out really quick. There's still 40 seconds left in the power jam, and Smack Rat's deep into her first scoring pass already. Bebopping up and down that line and trying to find an opening.
This is definitely what you're going to want to see if you are here looking for Team Badass support. Final 2 blockers at that front. 2 becomes 1. 1 becomes none. And Badass is through.
5 seconds left on the clock. Smack Rat is endeavoring to get back around to the pack, but it doesn't look like that's going to, no. I was going to say the pack not laying itself out to be conducive to Smack Rat getting a point on the back of that, but still skating through the pursuit. Michi Chan Sports corrects me and says USARS has lead change. And it's been so long since I've called a USARS bout. Honestly, I think it's been since, goodness me, I did a Phoenix RD scrimmage in like 2021 coming out of COVID. So my USARS rule set knowledge is extremely rusty.
Yeah.
Hence me not knowing that USARS has lead change. They have pivot break thing. That I knew. The pivot break is, yeah, I was aware of that. That's the USARS trick. That's the one that always gets me, makes my head kind of go cuckoo for a minute when I see it happen the first time.
Number 74, Zombie Cat out there with a star for Badass. Stuck at the back, but pushing at the front is the Colorado Jammer. That is number 14, Dr. Sweet Cyanide.
I got tangled up with the blocker, kind of went over that blocker. That blocker's up and all right. We got Glow Job posting up way out here in front of the pack, waiting for that jammer to come through. Glow being the last line of defense. Should that jammer break through that 3 wall of Team Badass defenders, and now everybody's getting involved. Everybody just kind of, yeah, excellent recycling defense by Team Badass, especially on this pass.
Oh, yeah. You can really hear Pivot Nancy out there just calling everything and making sure that everybody on Team Badass knows what's going on and where everybody is or should be going.
You know Sandra Slay O'Connor pretty well, obviously being an announcer, and when Sandy wears the pivot stripe, Sandy's a little not tall, but taller than most skaters out there. I would say she's probably top 25% in height, right?
I would agree.
When she has the pivot stripe on, she has like the view from the back of the pack, and it sounds like Freya Hugs calling timeouts. I mean, everybody within like a half-mile radius knows what the pack is supposed to be doing when Sandy has the pivot stripe on. Like, there's no question, and I always it's really honestly is like, leaves nothing to the imagination. Like, you know what? This is what my boss wants me to do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Speaking of which, here comes Freya Hugs to call a timeout. Ah, it's a silent one. They got me. It's an OTO. I was just saying how you call timeouts really loudly, like Sandy was loud on the pivot stripe. That's all. I was all excited, but it's an official timeout. So 56-11 with 48 seconds left in the first half. Colorado's in front. This, once again, is the 3rd and 4th place bout for Bracket 2. And we will have ourselves a bronze medal winner at the end of the second half. We'll step aside for this brief timeout. Don't forget, if you're looking for Roller Rage shirts, pre-orders some people missed pre-orders, some people didn't get them in time, some people didn't know it happened. Roller Rage shirts are being printed on demand at Red Hot Print Shop. If you missed out on pre-orders, here's your chance to fix it. The Derby Dames and Red Hot Print Shop are teaming up to bring you on-demand Roller Rage shirts. Go see Red Hot to pick out your shirt and have the Roller Rage logo pressed onto it. And, of course, Red Hot is also customizing any merchandise that you buy here today. So get something from the Brutal Beauties, the Coffin Draggers, Midway Magic, the Arizona Derby Dames. We've got old Roller Rage stuff that's discounted. So we got the first Roller Rage shirt. It doesn't have a year on it. It's really cool. It's got like that comic book logo thing looking on it. Yeah, it's really nice. There's a couple of them over there.
I might need to go check that out.
Yeah, and those are discounted. There's a discount rack just outside the zebra stall over there. Back to the action.
I do love a good discount.
That is Beetlejuice for Team Badass. Your jammer for Colorado is Mel Malice, number 18. I always get really good at knowing who these jammers are and blockers are by sight on the last day of a tournament. It always feels so disappointing because now I'm not going to see any of them until Chingadera.
Yeah. And then you just got to start all over again, and then it's the last day again.
See, it's things like remembering that Mel Malice has the blonde hair. You know, it's spotting things like that at a distance. And Mel's going to finish that scoring pass and get out. Beetlejuice is still dealing with that defense at the back of the pack. There's 4 seconds left on the regulation clock for halftime, so that's going to do it for the first half. Malice, wow, slick along the inside. Beetlejuice tried to play a little jammer defense. That got dumped hard, just got spun over and flopped on the ground by number 34 for Colorado. That was, they don't have a 34. That must have been Dewey Blocks again. I still keep thinking that's 34, but I'm just not sure. It is the half. Mama Seidel's going to come up here and talk to the scoreboard. I'm going to get the horn for a second. Okay, back on the horn. That was brief. Halftime. It's one of those scores that Johnny really likes. Where's Johnny Pepper? 66-11. Yeah, I know. Numbers are fun, aren't they? See, that's what I'm here for. Just crap like
So
that.
cute.
We're back to the action. Second half of this third and fourth place bout. Team Badass Derby versus Colorado Bank Derby. 66-11 as we start the second half. We're going to start things off with Gypsy Danger at the jammer line for Colorado for the first time in this bout.
And Smackrat for Team Badass. Looks like Gypsy Danger picking up lead just incredibly fast.
Yeah, very quick getting out of the pack. We got one blocker for each side in the penalty box, so a slightly reduced pack. Gypsy's going to get routed down to the infield. That was number 11 for Team Badass, Stiletto Strangler, who had sized up Gypsy Danger and was turning her down towards the infield. We have a second first-time jammer for Colorado here in the second half. That's number 80, Breezy. Another skater who had, like Dewey Blocks, did not jam for them the first couple of bouts. So Colorado's sending a different lineup up there in this bout, 100%, as Breezy is on the jammer line.
I mean, Team Badass continuing kind of with their standard rotation, having Zombie Cat out there now. But Colorado being very effective in like these new jammer rotations because Colorado picking up lead. You know, Breezy kicking up a breeze, skating around, goes to that outside with a clear lead thanks to number, what? Couldn't tell what number that blocker was with that beautiful assist at that front of the pack.
Yeah, very staggered pack, and then really only one hat that needed to be put on a head down there at the end of that. Breezy, another easy scoring pass. Star's been passed forward, taking over as jammer for Team Badass is number 04, Booty Vicious. So Booty Vicious is going to try to cap this at one more, but the clock's going to expire before Breezy can get back to the pack.
So good news is I was able to figure out who that jammer, or that blocker was for Colorado. It was Hannah Smash Tana, and Hannah has some fans in the Twitch because they keep going, "Go Hannah! Yay Hannah! We love Hannah!"
Yeah, Hannah Smash Tana's got some serious love going on in the Twitch chat. Your jammer for CBD here, Colorado, is Dr. Cyanide. That's Beater Cottontail once again for Team Bad. No, it is not Team Beater Cottontail. That's Nancy. That is Nancy wearing the jammer star for Team Badass for the first time. It's 999, not 699.
I love a good Nancy jam.
Yeah, that's another thing. Team Badass had not sent Nancy up there hardly at all to jam, so both of these teams are experimenting with some different jammers late in the tournament. Nancy's going to put that star on and continue on. I've seen Nancy do a lot of defensive work in the pack. I've called that name a few times for blocks and whatnot, so am familiar with the OOV.
Nancy's great. I'm a fan.
Got a thank you from that, so...
Nancy knows that I love her. I also I love Nancy's husband, Steve. He knows that too.
That's Criminally Insane, number 13 for Colorado. Smackrat for Team Badass already has the star off and is getting bopped around the back of the pack by Sam and Gypsy Danger. Criminally Insane is out and clear at the front of the pack for Colorado. I heard a jammer as Crim was approaching the pack, and then a collision at the back there.
A number of folks all hit the ground at the same time. Criminally Insane able to work through and is clearing that point scoring.
Smackrat getting the big old whip from Stiletto Strangler there. That was a grade A whip right there. That was Stiletto reached all the way back around her and flung Smackrat forward, and that honestly was a lot of momentum and forced the call off. Colorado's going to park another first-time jammer on the line, number 388, Queen of Hurts for Colorado.
And Zombie Cat going up against that Queen of Hurts. Colorado at a slight pack disadvantage, it looks like, with one blocker in that box, which does give Zombie Cat enough.
Zombie Cat.
Yep.
Yeah.
As expected, when
Yeah.
you got that other team jammer coming up hot and heavy behind you, Zombie Cat calls it off.
Yeah, Zombie Cat had to furiously get that star on to be allowed to call it off. So, as we say, you got that star in your hand, you're the jammer, but you can't do jammer things. I heard somebody say that yesterday, and I'm going to steal that phrase.
Yep.
Really like that. That is Beater Cotton, again, sorry,
Beater
Beater Juice for Team Badass.
Just think of it as like Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Yeah, it's a whole different play on the phrase.
It's not a rabbit, exactly.
Whole different play on the beater, I get it.
You got it.
And she's out, by the way. Beetlejuice is out of the pack. Your jammer for Colorado, another first-time jammer, number 10, Badass, is jamming for Colorado. Colorado's really emptying the bench and giving everybody a chance to get out there. Beetlejuice slides, takes a bump, but slides down and lands on the track. We've had the star passed forward. Taking over his jammer is Breezy, and now we've got ourselves a jammer race to get back to the pack. Beetlejuice is going to call it off, however. Breezy got that star on and started taking off, so Beetlejuice wasn't going to get that jammer point. That's going to be Smack Rat for Team Badass and Dr. Sweet Cyanide for Colorado. Smack Rat is trying to find an opening along the inside and can't.
But Cyanide does find the opening on the top and is through with that lead.
Smack Rat trying to get through along the inside. Again, that gold helmet for CBD has been strong on the back of the pack. I can get a name on that person as they come around here. That is number, can't read it. They just got knocked down and they got their jersey pulled up over their back. Oh my goodness. That is number, trying to read that number and give that blocker some love and could not see it because the jersey was all rolled up on their back. I am so sorry.
We can figure it out later.
Yeah, it may be Lilo and Stitches. I think it was a 3-digit number. I just want to give them love. A gold helmet, jersey that was really rolled up in some shorts. Thank you. Eye in the Sky chiming in and saying it was indeed Lilo and Stitches that was doing that work on the back of the pack. Giving love to our blockers. You know it. I'm the son of an offensive lineman. You know I'm going to love the blockers all day long. Colette Razorcat, another first-time jammer. Colorado putting everybody out there to get a little taste of the star. And the jammer for Team Badass is Zombie Cat once again. Razor yanks that star off. I know she loves jamming. She doesn't love jamming.
But there is a star pass there too. Semantics for Colorado.
Sam loves to jam. Sam does like to jam. That is a thing. So Sam is out there now and is your jammer of record for Colorado.
Semantics coming up against that back wall consisting of Nancy and
Briefest of story
Witch
times.
Slapped.
Colette Razorcat was and had some friends, Gingersaurus Rex, the Kitchuation, Kitch Slap, Kitch 22 had the many names. A lot of our friends of ours that were part of a friend group and invited us to derby bouts. And so Freya and I started going to derby bouts. Colette Razorcat is the person who, when I got to my first derby bout, I was like, okay, give me 5 minutes of what I'm watching, like how do points work, how does this work? And Razor was like, got you, and just hammered it in like Neo downloading how to fly a helicopter. And it's just like I said, ever since then. But yeah, that was Razor was the first person to be like, this is what derby is. And so I'm eternally grateful for that.
Excellent. Well, back to the track, we've got Beetlejuice with the star for Team Badass and Breezy out there for Colorado. Beetlejuice is through first and lead. Breezy coming up against that wall of Badass blockers.
Yeah, the Badass blockers that time, very effective against Breezy. Breezy's now going to try to outrun the pack, but the pack is up to the game. Breezy is still not out, as your CBD jammer Beetlejuice is at the back of the pack trying to find an opening,
Yep. You've got that combination of Stiletto and Anna Rose and Booty Queen out there for Badass.
Beetlejuice finishing off that scoring pass. Dabs on them fools coming out of the turn, please. Rudest ever, my goodness. but worth it after a 5-point jam. I'd dab on them fools, too, after a 5-point jam. I honestly would. If I could do a 5-point jam, I'd dab on them fools.
We've got about 5.5 minutes remaining in the second half. Colorado currently sitting at 103 to TBD's 21.
So, closing in on seeing if, again, we are looking at Colorado trying to win that third-place medal in this bracket. And then we will step aside for Awesome Skate Stars versus Midway. That's going to be thrilling. I am excited for that and all the action we have coming up this afternoon, including our 2 full-length championship bouts. Don't forget, here in the arena, between bouts and during our little lunch break after the next bout, you've got outside Mama T's is open. I'm sure they're going to be here the entire day, just like they were yesterday. They stayed until the bitter end last night.
Oh, yeah.
I came out at one point before I went on to announce, and I said, we're running very late. How all do you all plan to stay open? And they said, we're staying until you're done. And I said, that's going to be about 9:30. And they were like, we're game. And I said, okay, I will send people out here. And I did.
And then starting at 11, we've got J&J Louisiana Barbecue today.
Many-time visitor food truck to our arena during our bouts. That is very, very good. That'll be permeating the arena with delicious barbecue smoke this afternoon.
I am not mad about that.
Yes. We are back to the action. 5:25 to go in regulation. That is Stitch Please
and Smack Rat. Oh, both jammers with the helmet covers in hand. Makes life hard. Both being out though. Stitch Please out first and lead, but not too far back is Smack Rat.
Yeah, it just occurred to me that number 26 is Stitch Please and number 626 is Lilo and Stitches. So yeah. That ended up being just a 1-point jam, so excellent pursuit by Smack Rat to enforce that call off. Colorado has nipped over 100 for the bout as we dip under 5 minutes to go in regulation. There is Sam waving at somebody from the jammer, from the pivot box. I believe he's waving at his jammer and getting her attention.
Criminally insane was that jammer.
Zombie Cat jamming for Team Badass has snatched that star off. They are going to work on getting that forward. Booty Vicious has taken the star and has to get up and reestablish behind the whole pack. And wow, good block on the front end of the pack there. Nancy, there we go. As I mentioned, we're going to have a stoppage in play. All right, that is criminally insane. Back to the bench under her own power. Medics came over, got her a knee brace, wrenched that left knee going down. I saw her immediately pointing at it. But back to the bench, helped up and back to the bench under her own power. The injury timeout will continue. Oh, are people dropping more gift subs in the chat today?
They are.
That tickles me pink. I
Wow.
saw somebody did it. I saw somebody did yesterday, anonymous gifty. And
I know.
went, you know what? I got paid yesterday, and I jumped in and gifted 5 to him. What the heck? Why not?
Aw.
Are we gifting? I'll do gifties. Somebody's in there gifting right now. That is awesome. I love that. You're gifting your fellow viewers the chance to watch the last day of the tournament without ads. That is so cool.
Yeah, that's
Greatly
always
appreciate
great. Thanks, friends, for being great friends.
That is Dr. Sweet Cyanide as we get back to the action. That is Dr. Sweet Cyanide for Colorado, I should say, and Beater Juice for Team Badass at the back of the pack. Cyanide's out at the front.
Thick and slow moving pack over there by turn 2. Literally as far away from us as they can get. Cyanide clearing, making some points.
We watch Beater Juice down there in the corner, putting that star on after getting out of the pack. Dr. Sweet Cyanide's going to finish a scoring pass and monitor the clock and call it off at the very last point. Wanted to mention Michi-Chan Sports brings up a very interesting point. If you have Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch subscription with Amazon Prime.
Huh.
If you don't ever use Twitch, you can just go use that free subscription for the Derby Dames, and it gives the league like $3 a month.
Really?
So yeah, that is a total thing. If you have Amazon Prime and you don't, and you're like, what's Twitch? You can go subscribe to the Derby Dames, and just that actually will give the league like $35 a year, believe it or not. That's actually a total thing you can do. Thank you, Michi-Chan Sports. I mentioned that during our broadcast a lot. Freya watches a ton of Twitch, so I'm familiar.
Yeah, that was Shady Skates that actually just threw that reminder in there as well. Thanks,
Yeah.
Shady. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought that was Michi. I apologize. Let me give proper credits due. I have my glasses on.
Shady Skates.
Shady Skates. Thank you, Shady. That's greatly appreciated. I really appreciate that. There goes Smack Rat for TBD up to the back of the pack. I hear Jammer, so somebody just picked up a Jammer penalty. And that's criminally, no, I'm sorry. That is Mel Malice with the blonde hair. As I said, mnemonic devices all day long for Colorado, finishing a scoring pass with 10 seconds left on this clock.
Yep. Smackrat being stymied for Team Badass.
Oh, Smackrat lost the star and doesn't know it. Not much they can do about going back to get it now, and it's pretty much, academic at this point. But yeah, that would have, had that happened earlier in the jam, that could have been massively problematic.
Here's my question, Shady Skates. Which Shady are you? There's so many Shadies in the world of roller derby.
Michi mentioned it the other day. Thank you very much for everybody who has mentioned it. I'll give proper credit. I do try to mention that during our bouts too. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I do appreciate that gratuitously. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we've got a power jam out there for Colorado. That is Stitch Please, the only jammer of note.
If they let the clock run, this will be the last jam of regulation. There are 5 more seconds on the jam clock than the regulation clock. So 30 seconds left in the jam, 25 seconds left in regulation right now as CBD is trying to put the bow on this victory and wrap up 3rd place. Stitch Please, one of our first jammers, gets back up there. Nearly the whole bench for Colorado got to get up there and try the star on at least once. I can say that much during this bout. Regulation clock has 3 seconds left on it, so that is going to, oh man, he may have called it off with 1 second left on the clock. I am not sure. We'll find out. Freya Hugs and the scoreboard together will let us know.
Hi, Shady. I wondered if it was you guys watching.
All right. Freya Hugs says no time was on the clock when that whistle blew, so that is a 13 point jam for Colorado, 139-23 for Colorado.
But
we'll find out if there's any penalty jams.
And
no.
then?
Here comes bell bruising. That was quick. And that's going to do it. Final whistle. We are locked in, and that is it. 3rd place In their bracket, your bronze medal winners, Colorado Bank Derby, 139-23 over Team Badass.
Woo!
Come on down trackside. This is when you can violate that yellow line around the track rule. Come on down trackside and slap hands with your favorite skaters as they come around.
Nicely done, Colorado. Good job.